cutting Cmack, trying to tell you about everything that's like f***ing awesome right now. And anybody that doesn't want to tune into this, it's just like, you know? So, you know, we're about to start. You lead the way.
Kegger at Cmack, bro.
Kegger at Cmack. So yes, Kegger at Cmack. You know what it is. It's my segment where I'm trying to put people onto the game about stuff that I like, but also stuff that I don't approve of, stuff that I don't think is up to the par and standards that I live my life by. Alright? So, first things first, we're going to talk movies. I love movies. Right now, I know one big movie that just about everybody's seen. It's the Avengers. You know, Batman ain't in it, Superman ain't in it, it's just Marvel superheroes for all you douchebags who don't read comics. It's just Marvel, baby. So look, it's awesome and everything, but there's other films that came out around the spring, pre-summer season that were badass that kind of got overshadowed by it. One of these being The Raid, okay? Directed by Gareth Evans, starring Iko Uwais, who is a new martial arts superstar, alright? And I say superstar because you just got to see this kid, alright? Know that he hasn't had many movies. You might not have heard of him. He's not like Tony Jaa. He hasn't built his name up yet, but he's just a superstar in waiting. The action sequences in The Raid are amazing. It's a simple plot. You can jump right into the movie. It engages you. It has a terrific soundtrack. Please try and see it in theaters if you can to get the bass in the theater. The action sequences are just so well designed. They're very clever. They're very brutal, real and raw, and you know, even though there's not a whole lot of dialogue in the film, you get invested in what the characters want, what they're doing, and their backstories as well as the action. It's just an action extravaganza. It's not CGI, none of it's special effects, okay, so it's a good contrast to how The Avengers is a good visual feast of all these, you know, special effects and whatnot. Well, The Raid's simple, direct, raw, brutal, and real. You know people got hurt filming it, and it's done with all real martial artists to show what real humans can do, you know, when they've been trained to the best that they can perform at. So, check it out, please. It's really good, people. And actually, while I'm talking about it, in Iko Uwais, you want to check out his first installment with the same director called Merantau. It's on Netflix, it's on DVD. Check that out. It's a very similar plot to something like Tony Jaa would do, and you might think of Tony while you're watching the movie, but you'll see that, you know, his style's a bit different. He uses a martial art called Salat that's way different than anything that Tony Jaa's messing with. He's got a nice repertoire of moves, and you know, hope to see more from him in the future. They're talking about a possible Raid sequel, so you know, hope that comes to fruition, because some of the fight scenes in it are just jaw-dropping. Okay, we'll see fight sequences that are just better choreographed than anything I've seen in the past few years. It's brutal, it's hard-hitting, it's where you need to be at if you're a fan of martial arts, if you're a fan of action, if you're a fan of suspense. See it all. Next thing I'm going to talk about is something near and dear to my heart. I already brought up the Avengers. We know they're kicking the scene in the movie business, but they also been in comics for over 40 years. Some people who are bandwagon fans don't know that. Yeah, they got a long-running comic series, you know, and they intersect and intertwine with various different characters and properties in the Marvel Universe. One of them right now being the X-Men. Yes, this has been done before. They've done Avengers vs. X-Men in the 80s, but it was like a 4-part miniseries. It wasn't that big of a deal. Right now, it's like one of the biggest mega events in Marvel. The art is done by John Romita Jr., one of the best artists they have there, in my opinion. He's done some iconic artwork. He has a style that's great for movement. All of the fight scenes and the battle scenes, you can really see how the characters are supposed to be moving, almost as if it was still shots from a cartoon. He doesn't do really super detailed artwork, but you know, he sacrifices that for the motion and how dynamic it looks, and it's a really unique style of artwork with a great story involving the Phoenix from the X-Men that will really entice anybody who's interested in these characters. You don't need to be that well versed in, you know, Marvel mythology to appreciate it. There's a lot of side stories, but they have like several short issue miniseries that's all the main storyline of Avengers vs. X-Men, and then they have different offshoots here and there. but it's just a lot of great recognizable characters doing battle with each other. Both sides got a good reason to fight. It's really cool. So check that out if you're into comics, or if you just like the Marvel movies and you want to see where the stuff originated from. Check that out. So look, to break
Bro,
down.
you gonna keep talking or you gonna play this pump?
You know what? Hold up, people.
You know what? I'm trying to get, like, bruh,